Okay, right. So I think last we have talked about this particular application framework. Okay, all right. We have completed this. Okay, and yes, today we are going to talk about the particular Android Studio environment, right? And how the compilation and execution process is going to take place in the Android Studio. So that also we are going to take care about, right? Right. Uh, we right. Okay. So first of all, let me start the introduction with the Android Studio, right? So Android Studio is the official IDE for this Android operating system, right? And it is built on the JetBrains IntelliJ IDEA software. I hope you have heard about this JetBrains IntelliJ IDEA, right? So that is the one company that provides the various products, and it provides the IDE environment for almost all the programming languages, right? So it provides the wonderful set of IDEs and tools for any programming languages, right? So our Android Studio is totally based on that, right? Now, this can you can also go to the IntelliJ IDEA site, right? JetBrains, and you can find various. Suppose if you are having Java, if you want to run Java programs, right? Then also there is a wonderful thing in these IDEs, right? It provides the intelligence and all that. Suppose if you want to work with the Ruby, then if you want to work with the PHP, right? That is all the web technologies for that. Web Storm is there, then PHP Storm is there. Okay, so these are the wonderful IDEs for. Then another is a PyCharm for Python, right? So these are the wonderful set of IDEs provided by this particular company, right? This can be based on Windows, Mac OS, or Linux based operating system, right? And Google announced the Android Studio as the primary IDE for native Android apps on 16 May 2013 at Google I/O conference. So I think in last lecture I have also talked about this, right? So what is the meaning of Google I/O? So in on YouTube, if you go and search for the Google I/O conferences, then up till now there are every year they are arranging one conference, right? Probably in the November, end of November, right? And they announce the whatever new features are added, new technologies they came up with, and all that showcase will be there in Google I/O conferences, right? Now, Java was the official language of Android Studio for Android app development, which was recently replaced by the Kotlin, right? So we have also talked about that, and this is recent 7th May 2019. Okay, so as we talk about that, as it is a 1 year before, so there is no much communities and that much not supports will be provided. But okay, later on in the future, Kotlin will be the programming official programming language for Android Studio. So you can opt for this. You can go for this Kotlin language in future, right? Now, what are the features? I think we have already discussed also this slide, but let me just quickly revise that. Gradle build. We have already discussed what is Gradle build. What is the Gradle build? What is the meaning of Gradle? Can anyone explain? Yes, go ahead.
So Gradle build basically means when we are done with writing the program and the program compiles and it is fired as a Android application. That is when the Gradle build happens.
Okay. So Gradle provides the facility for all the execution compilation, right? So all that particular processes are under the observation or under the monitoring of Gradle, right? After that, it provides the debug the code easily and has quick fixes. I have also explained what is the meaning of quick fix, and later on in IDE, whenever we do coding, at that time also I will explain these lean tools and quick fix, right? Then template based wizard, rich editor we have, and this is a wonderful thing. We have drag and drop facility for the UI component. So no explicitly code you have to write for these UI components. If you want to put a button, then just simply drag and drop that button into the screen. Now, rich color preview editors, lots of colors supports. You will have lots of mixtures. You will have, okay, or you can also do that with the color name also if you want, right? So there is a great resource libraries, great resource directories you have. Now let me explain this, right? So here just go to the quick overview. I later on I will explain this by running the Android Studio, right? But the major components whenever you create any new Android project, right? So here number one is a toolbar. This is a toolbar, all these. Then navigation bar, here you can see my application, apps, src, main, java.com, example, my application, main activity. So this is one particular path. This provides the one particular path. Okay. This is toolbar. This is navigation bar. Then editor window we have. So here, this is the editor window. So here you can write the code. You have XML files and all that stuff. Then next is a tool window bar. So here you can see that this is one tool window. Okay. Here another is a tool window, right? All this, and a status bar. So here whatever you see, that is known as the status bar, right? Okay. This is the project structure. Whenever you are creating the Android application, right? So at the same time, it will create these many directories, files, and folders automatically, right? So this structure is also we are going to discuss very soon. So this is your Android manifest file. This is your Java folder where your .java files are there. Okay. This is your main configuration file of your application. These are the resource folders. Various resources are there, right? In this, here we have icons and all that stuff, launchers. In a layout, you have all the XML files, okay? Menus, MIP, values, okay? So these are the particular things we have. And this is the Gradle. This is the Gradle build tool libraries, right? So here you will see there are different things we have. Okay, so this is the main project structure of your Android Studio, right? So whenever you create any fresh application, then you will have this kind of structure in front of you. Okay, now instead of these navigations, let me share the screen of my laptop. Okay, so later on we'll come on to this again. Okay. Okay, so is my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here this is the Android Studio environment. Okay, So when you click on these kind of icons, right, it will open up these. So this is the first window. Welcome to Android Studio. Here, this is the one particular left hand side files are what are recently you have opened. So that particular files will be there, right? If I want to remove, then I can remove it. If I want to create a new project, then I can go for here, new project, right? If you want to open existing project, then you can go for here. Here some configurations file, here some already coded examples and some stops are there. But here you can see this is the preference, plugins, AVD manager, SDK manager, and here check for the updates. These are the setting files. Okay, these all the settings you can also perform in the particular Android Studio once you created the project then also, right? So let's first of all create a new project. So when you create a new project, then another first screen will be this: create a new project and select a project template, right? So what is this, right? So here you can see these particular tabs are there, right? So first of all, it shows all the predefined templates for the phone and tablet. Second one, it shows the variable OS, right? That is your, you can say, Android based watches and all that kind of stuff if you want to write code. Then next is Android TV, right? So right now, as we know that there are smartphones of array, smart TVs available based on Android. So you can also write a code for that. Some automations if you want to provide, right? And recently Google announced this particular thing, that is Android things, right? So it is the combination of Android and IoT applications, right? So if you want to go for Android things applications, right? So you can just go for this particular template. Okay. But here we are now only stick with the phone and tablet applications as per our curriculum, right? So if I want to create any project or if I want to create any application based on Android for my phone or tablet, so these are the ready-made templates for me, right? So you can see over here, this is a basic activity. This is a bottom navigation bar. So with the visualizing this image, you can understand that what kind of basic functionalities it can provide, right? So suppose if I go for empty activity, then you can see there is no such like this navigation bar and all map and login, this kind of stuff is not there in my empty activity. Is a totally blank, and I want to put like if someone puts empty disk in front of me, and then later on I can put my stuff in my disk as own, so like that, right? But this is a predefined disease, right? So here login activity is there. So you can see that you just don't need to create the login page, right? Login buttons, text box and all that stuffs are already available with you, right? So this is a wonderful thing if you want to quickly design the login page and all that. Later on you can also add some stuffs over there, don't worry about that. But these are the basic functionalities, like suppose navigation drawer activity, you can see when you swipe your phone, then these kind of menus will be there. Okay, then setting activities, toggle buttons are there, check boxes are there. Okay, then tabbed activity, this is a wonderful thing, right? So here right now we are seeing this as a tab. So that kind of application also you can do. Fragment is a new thing introduced, and that is a wonderful thing. We'll see later on what are the advantages of fragments over the activity, right? So that also you can do that, right? But right now let's select the empty activity. We are not going for any predefined template. So click on next. Now here, this is another important page wizard you will have. So first of all, this is your name, Android demo application. this is my name of my application, right? Suppose if you are going to create a Gmail kind of thing, then Gmail, then if I go to go create Instagram, then I just go to write Instagram over here, right? But that is already defined. Then we are going for Android demo applications, right? So here you can see this is your particular application name that will be reflected. Here is the package name. So those who are comfortable with the Java, right? So you can see this is a package concept, right? So how you can access the package, how you can create the package, so that you have learned, I think, in Java. So here you can see there is a com.example.android demo application, right? So this is our one package name. This is for uniqueness, right? This is for uniqueness and to avoid the name collision problems. So when you learn package in Java or you have studied, so in that you have learned what is the meaning of this package, right? And this particular thing is useful whenever you are going to publish or deploy your application on Play Store, right? Here here is the save location, so where I want to save my application. So here I have already created one folder on my desktop, so I just go to that, open it, right? And in that I want to create Android demo application, right? So here you can see that language, we have two options. One is a Kotlin, another one is the Java, right? So right now we stick with the Java. And this is another important thing. You have one minimum SDK, right? So what is the meaning of SDK? It's a software development kit, right? And this is API, that is application programming interface. And which version I'm taking? 21. This is my Android OS version 5.0, and this is the name of that Android version, that is a Lollipop, right? So if I click on a drop down button over here, then I will have lots of stops, lots of versions we have, right? So here, if you notice that they have introduced all these versions based on alphabetical orders, right? So the latest one is a Q, okay? So, and the Android version OS is 10.0, right? But due to this pandemic, they have not introduced, they are not able to arrange the Google I/O conference right now. So they only put the Q. But later in January or February, when they came up with the uh, another conference, then they will introduce Android OS name based on Q, right? So here, whenever you are selecting the particular API, so right now I have selected 21. So your app will run on approximately 94.1% of devices, right? So whatever available devices right now which are based on Android, so from that 94% devices, on that my app will run, right? But suppose if I go for the latest one, suppose Android 29, so you will see there is a drastic change on percentage usage, right? So 8.1, and if I go for Android 30, then it's less than 1%, right? So you can imagine that your app will run on less than 1% of device, so there is no meaning of it, guys, right? So what we want to give support to our application on later older OSs also. So maximum reach you have to select from here, right? Suppose if you want to keep a monopoly that after 4.1, or you can say before 5.0, no devices should support my application, so I'm going to select Android 21. So here, whatever versions and whatever devices have the particular API or Android OS above 5.0, that only devices are going to run my application, right? Below 5.0, my app is not going to support, right? So this is the meaning of this. So you have to wisely choose according to your requirement, according to your company's requirement, monopoly. You have to choose this particular environment, right? And then you just need to click on finish. So once you click on finish, then here you can see Gradle, download Gradle 6.1.1. So some changes are there. So whenever you whenever you create the Android application, then I would suggest that you just connect with your device with the internet. So if some of the missing dependencies and all these stuffs are there, so it will be automatically downloaded. Okay. Otherwise, it's fine. It is not compulsory that you have to connect with the internet. You can create your application offline also. But suppose if these kind of updates are there, then it is not going to get, right? So to get that supports and all that, you just need to, here new version is launched 6.1.1 for the Gradle, right? So that is going to be downloaded right now. Some background processes are running, some configurations are set up, right? So let it finish, then and then our application will start. If you run this offline, then your app will start faster. But as my device is attached with the internet, it is taking and downloading all this stuff. Now it is finished and it is indexing my files and folders. You can see over Gradle sync is finished. Okay, there may be a problem with this folder. Well, let me delete that. Yes, okay, right. So there was a problem with my folder permissions. Okay, now here you can see when you create a new project, then this is your front screen. So as in our PPT we have seen, this is a navigation bar, okay, right? This is a project structure, this is a status bar, editor window, okay. And if you go here, then you can see there are lots of tool windows here we have. So any of these you can click and you can see the structure. Suppose I want to see the logcat, then I'm just creating logcat, okay. So whatever windows you want to see, you can go for here and you can do that. So later on in your lab session or whenever you get a free time, you just navigate through this Android Studio environment. Okay, but let me finish some basic things. So here in this particular thing, we have two files open. One is XML file, that is your UI design. This is your front end, right? And this is your coding portion. So where you actually write your code. So here .java file is there. Now, suppose if you select, if you have selected a Kotlin, then you will have .kt extension will be there. Okay. So you can see over here, what is this concept called in Java? Can anyone explain?
So inheritance extends because
Yes, it is inheritance, right? So likewise, you will have a lots of concepts of Java over here because it is totally based on Java language, right? Here you will have override method on create, and here is the, we are calling a super method on create from that class, right? Here is the packages, okay. Here we are going to create our own package, so that's why our package is there, right? And here we are importing some predefined packages, okay. After that, you will have over here a project structure. So right now in this, if I go on manifest file, so this is one important file, and this is the general file for your application configurations, right? So this is a one, this should be one, right? So Android manifest file will provide you the information, general information of your application, right? So here label is there. So Android demo application you can see over here, right? But actually right now it is written over here at the rate string slash app underscore name. So this is a variable name. So from where this came, here you can also see at the rate map, at the rate style. So you can find all these folders from these resource folders. Resource, in the resource, you can go to the values. In the values, there is a string, right? And here a name, variable name is app name. So from here, it is fetching from this strings.xml file, it is fetching app name. And what is app name? That is your Android demo application, right? So this way you, it can find, it can fetch the information from here. From map, it is fetching the IC launcher. This is our icon file. So here is the map folder. In that IC launcher is there. So there are two types of IC launchers we have. One is, let me open this like this. Okay. So based on the resolutions, you can see resolutions over here, HDPI, MDPI, XHDPI, double X HDPI, triple X HDPI. So and any DPI versus this. This is XML file for this. You can see over here, right? So background and foreground. So background is image is a green color image, and foreground image is a white one image, right? So from where it is coming? So it is coming from drawable folder and IC launcher background, drawable folder and IC launcher foreground. So where is my drawable folder? So here in a resource. So from resource, this is my drawable folder, IC launcher background, IC launcher foreground. So if I open IC launcher background, so you can see this is my background, green color. And this is the code for creating this background. If I go for foreground, then you can see this is my foreground image, and this is the code for this particular image, right? So that combined image will be fetched from here in PNG form, right? According to the resolutions. So some of the phones are small screen, some of the phones are big screen. So according to that, automatically it will fetch the image from this different sizes of images, right? After that, here some round images are there. So instead of square background, I have round background. So whatever image I want to put, then I can put it in this map folder and drawable folder, right? Next is layout folder. This is again important point. So this is our main activity folder. You can see these are the palettes. From here you can just drag and drop the particular you can say UI components or widgets. You can say, suppose I want to put the button. So right now here three buttons are there. You can see one is a code. So if I click, then it will show me code, split, then code and design. And if I just only go for design, then this is design. So right now one text box is with us. So if I want to see the code for that, so I just want to click on this, and you can see this is my XML file. So this is my activity underscore main.xml file. Suppose I want to create another activity. So I can create activity from here. So right click, new, and layout resource file, right? So that is your XML file. So you can create any of the particular file supported from here. Okay. So right now we stick with the one activity. Later on we'll see. So this is my one activity, and in that I have one text view, right? So if I want to put another component, then it is very easy, right? Suppose I am going over here and I'm just choosing a button and placing a button over here. So you can see whenever I move around a button, then some lines are there. So for that alignment and adjustments, this is wonderful thing it provides, right? Now I have put the button over here. Now if I go to the code, then you can see the background coding is automatically created for me, right? Either you can write a code here and you can just drag and drop the content from there, right? So this is like that. Now suppose if I want to go for button attributes, so here you can see there are some attributes we have. This is my ID from which I can identify that particular button. Here is my layout width and height, we'll see later on. And this is the particular text. So suppose instead of button, I want to write a click me. So you can see here click me is there, right? So likewise all the properties and all that stuff you can see over here, and you can do that, you can change it, right? You can change it. So this is all about this particular UI portion, right? So if you want to delete it, then simply select and delete. And after that, this is where your java.file is there. So in Java folder, in first com main activity.java. So this is my Java file. So where actually I'm going to write my code, right? So this is about the Java file. So, and you can see over here, this is a Gradle script. Let me explain this also. There are two Gradle files we have, one at the project level, one at the module level. So project level is the generalized information it contains. So it contains all the generalized dependencies and all that. Okay. This is the project level. So this is my project level. So right now, which SDK version I have selected, which API I have, minimum API I have selected. So minimum SDK version is 29. Our targeted version I have selected, there is a 29. Okay, version name is 1.0. Suppose later on, if you update your application, then you can put the word 2.0 over here. Okay, right? And build tool is 30.00. So this and other dependencies will be there. So these are the particular files, okay, of the Gradle. And here you can see all other files which are settings.gradle, right? It includes the project name and all that, local properties. So here is my SDK path where my SDK resides. So all these configurations are, we don't need to touch right now these particular Gradle scripts. Whenever time comes, I will tell you that what kind of changes you can make over here. But right now we are not going to touch it, right? So I hope you all are clear with this. Is there any doubt up to this? Anyone, guys? Executing and all that stuff we are going to cover in next session because it will take some more time. Is there any doubt up to this? Anyone, guys? Okay, right. So we are going to stop our session over here, right? And we'll continue in our next session. Have a nice day.